Okay, so we open in Arnoldesburg, Michigan, on the morning after the investigators' ghoulish subterranean ordeal and the solving of the mystery of the disappearance of Douglas Kimball's books and of the man himself.
Hint, he's a
And
monster.
Professor Avebury received a urgent telegram from the SEU back in Arkham, Massachusetts,
That's
urging you all to return. And the telegram was in regard to a Rupert Merriweather, who is an elderly gentleman with whom you've all known him for a significant time. He's an active senior member of the Society for the Exploration of the Unexplained at Miskatonic University. He's particularly well known to you, Professor Avebury. And but he and his friends had left the society in the last year or so and formed their own splinter group in order to delve deeper into the darker and more esoteric forms of magic. And now Merriweather lies dying in St. Mary's Teaching Hospital in Arkham, where he's been for several months, suffering symptoms that are exotic and puzzling to the experienced physicians who've been attending him, and no treatment has worked. So he's near death, and he has asked for Professor Avebury in particular, and others from the SEU, to visit him on Thursday at 1 o'clock precisely. Right. Even near death, Merriweather is still apparently a stickler for detail. And so it is the morning after your incident with the ghouls and Douglas Kimball in Arnoldesburg, Michigan. And you have been told that you can actually, there is time for you to catch a train in Ann Arbor and make it back to Arkham by possibly Wednesday night or Thursday morning. So insufficient time to get there. And so you all pack up your stuff. You say your farewells to Thomas Kimball, who is, I believe, Jesse Williams' cousin, correct? And
yes.
Yes. And how did you guys decide to what you were going to tell Thomas about his uncle, or where you going to, how you were going
to Jesse?
Yeah.
Close that up. Close all of that out. Were you going to tell him that his uncle had become a devourer of corpses?
Well, I think he should know the truth, and we seem to have a psychologist in our corner right now. Plus, I seem to know a lot about, or somewhat about, human nature. I think we could tell him. I don't know that we should describe it in detail. Just we could maybe phrase it in the form of sickness.
Okay. And
let's hear it.
And he finds
Thomas. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, you.
No, well, I'm all very surprised by this sudden attention.
Okay.
I planned this out in advance. Mostly, I would just tell Thomas, we found out some very interesting things. I'm a little lost right at the moment. So someone else might have to pick that up.
Could we say maybe that we had intelligence that he went away to some very far away place and does not want to be disturbed, and did not leave any forwarding address or any idea where he was, just saying he didn't want to be disturbed.
I am now all for lying. Yes. I mean, I won't feel good about it in my soul, but I think that's a brilliant idea.
Okay.
That way we don't have to say that we talked to the man himself.
Good idea.
But we should
Yes.
say that,
Agreed.
but he could say that he was quietly having his books removed by an associate that he had given his blessing and the keys to, and told him to be as unobtrusive as possible. That's
You
why the
are
books seem to be
remarkably
disappearing.
devious, and it's yeah. You are very devious, and it's helpful.
I'm
in this
really good at
case.
this. I'm really good at this.
So yes, but let's do that. That's brilliant.
His blessing and the
Okay.
keys would make a great band
Telling
name.
directors and CEOs what they want to hear, but you know.
Okay.
So does that
So
work
you
for
all-
does that work as a plan?
I think so. And since they're leaving it up to me because it's my relation, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you
No
all
one else will argue with me on this one.
you all catch a cab into Ann Arbor, and you all make your train, and you begin the long train journey back east, and you arrive in Boston a little after 5 p.m. on the Wednesday, and the sky is heavily overcast, and there's a light rain. And so you all pile into Professor Avery's old Packard Touring,
Oh,
and
Oh, I love it.
complete with
God.
female chauffeur.
and begin the 5-hour drive from Boston to Arkham. So it's plenty of time. You should get there 10, 11 p.m. Plenty of time for a good night's rest before
Well,
visiting.
wait a
the next-
second. Are they both in the state of Massachusetts?
Of course.
Because Massachusetts is not that big.
Well, it is. It is in
5 hours.
It is in 1922.
Oh
where
yeah,
you
the
have a
Packard. Okay.
maximum speed of 25 miles an hour. Get with the program here.
Okay, go ahead.
Which is-
Sorry.
last week you were talking about this Randy man, and now this, good Lord, it's 1922.
We can't just get on the interstate?
No, you just can't. No, you can't.
Oh, that's too bad. However, I wouldn't mind spending 5 hours in that Packard Touring. That looks awesome.
Okay, and so you you pack into the Touring, and you start heading out towards Arkham. And as you're driving out there, you notice that the weather seems to be steadily worsening. The rain is getting heavier, winds are getting gustier and stronger, and then there's a violent thunderstorm starts up. So by the time you drive through Salem and northeastwards past Bolton, the situation has become intolerable, and the Packard is very much struggling to stay on the road. And who's driving? I assume Professor Avery is driving.
Yes.
So you basically have to slow the vehicle down to a crawl at this point.
We're going down to 8 miles per hour, friends.
I'm keeping my seatbelt on. Oh, wait, that probably didn't exist either, did it?
No, there are no seatbelts. Also, who is cleaning the windshield?
Are we there
I assume
yet? Can we
You
stop
have to
for ice cream?
you have to do that by hand.
I'm not.
I
cleaning
will
the
turn this car
windshield
around.
I'm not cleaning the windshield because this lady's suit is rather new.
Oh,
and
no.
I like it.
Oh, Alexander would do that. That's easy. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Be a
Brett, can you
man.
remind me what Alexander's profession is?
Well, I'm a student of psychology at Miskatonic University.
That's right, psychology student. Everybody's a student, but me.
Despite racing against the rain, the storm has finally caught up with you. And with it, the night has fallen. And as you drive past the lights of a tiny gas station and diner at Orchard Run, everything is abyssal black and riven by lightning. I didn't write this. Conditions on the rain-swept road force you speed down to a virtual crawl so that your headlamps can pierce the gloom and keep you on the path.
Friends, we're down to 5 miles per hour.
And you can still barely keep it on the road. Despite the clearly treacherous conditions. Hold on. We made a big fucking mistake here.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
We need to rewind.
Yeah.
We need to rewind back to Boston.
Oh,
Wow.
that was a
anyone
great
else have
tradition.
a
The train
shared
wasn't
hallucination about being on the road and there being a lot of rain and thunder and such?
Well, let's go. Let's rewind quickly back to Boston. Okay. So, as you step off the train in Boston and you're making your way to Professor Avery's Packard Touring, which I showed you a picture of, a lovely car. You see a well-dressed gentleman standing near the side of the road, checking his watch and looking very, very flustered. As
Is
though,
it Mark Penner?
No, it's not Mark Penner. As though he has been stood up or has missed an appointment. And you can tell by his attire, and you actually recognize him as the
Amazing
great Cragen.
Amazing Cragen.
Why isn't he the amazing Cragen? He's only great. He's not
Says amazing on my character sheet, my friend.
And he looks like, you do recognize this man, and he's quite the toast of Boston and the Massachusetts and New England in general. And so you approach him and see if you can be of any assistance to him.
And just for background, was it my intention to go to Arkham by any chance?
That probably would be a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. I look at my watch irritatedly and impatiently as you walk up. I say, it might be most fortuitous that you're here. Are you perchance driving to Arkham?
It's Arkham, and yes, we are. As it turns out, I have a generously sized vehicle in the form of this Packard Touring. I look very proud of it.
It is a fine car. Would I be able to impose on you so greatly as to ask for a ride if you have enough room for a wandering magician?
Oh, we only have these lowly students here with me, so I'm sure there's plenty of room for you.
I would love the company of educated people.
You get the front seat with me then.
Oh, but all right.
And I'm willing to contribute to the petrol fee if that is at all helpful.
Oh, I think
I would be happy to treat you to a dinner when we arrive as a small token of thanks.
Dinner will suffice.
Okay, so
Right.
you all pile in.
Musicians make that kind of money?
Oh, this guy looks good for at least $2 or $3.
The sky is heavily overcast and there's a light rain. You pile into the Packard Touring and begin the 5-hour drive to Arkham. Plenty of time for a good night's rest before visiting the next afternoon.
Vroom,
This
vroom.
is vaguely familiar.
As you head out, the weather steadily
Time
worsens.
loop.
Wait a minute.
The rain grows heavier,
Tomorrow.
We're crossing adventures now.
gustier and stronger. And a severe thunderstorm begins to develop. By the time you drive through Salem, then northeastwards past Bolton, the situation has become intolerable. Despite racing against the rain, the storm has finally caught up with you in earnest, and with it, the night has fallen. And as you drive past the lights of the tiny gas station and diner at Orchard Run, everything is abyssal black and riven by lightning. Conditions on the rain-swept road force your speed down to a virtual crawl so that your headlamps can pierce the gloom and keep you on the path. Despite the clearly treacherous conditions, the urgency of Merriweather's message drives you onwards. What should have been an eventless journey has become something dangerous and unpredictable.
I turn on the radio and hear, "I've got you, babe."
Wow, we've really screwed up.
Without warning, something runs into the path of your car. A pale figure rears up as if from nowhere. As you reverse and brake to avoid hitting it, you have just enough time to realize the figure is that of a young woman, her eyes wide and her mouth open in a scream. The young woman collapses to the road behind you.
Well,
Did you hit her?
I
Well,
say
yes.
we should probably provide assistance.
yeah, Avebury jumps out and immediately runs forward to assist.
Bear in
I'm a-
mind that the rain is torrential
Yeah.
and there is a severe thunderstorm going on. And it is very, very cold.
That's okay. My
Okay,
slightly
let's
worn
Let's just
suit
leave her. You're right. Let's just leave her.
helps.
Can we? Let's. Yeah, I'm gentlemanly enough to risk getting my clothing wet. I'll hop out as well.
I'm sure you've got an extra cape. Use the one that doesn't have the doves in it.
I'll pull out an infinite number of handkerchiefs to help wipe her face down. I'm sorry. Can I get a quick introduction to the characters?
Oh, sure. So I'm Wentworth Avebury. I'm a languages professor at Arkham.
Wentworth Avebury, professor. Okay.
And I am Keiko Kane, and I am a science student of Arkham University or whatever it is.
Okay. And I've got Alexander Kilgore, a
Yep,
psychology student.
Yep, student of psychology.
Mhm. And I'm Jessie Williams. I'm a history student.
Okay, cool. All right, sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so
Does anyone have any medical skills to assess whether the young lady is all right?
I can ask her how she's feeling.
I
Yes,
mean,
do.
you know, we pick her up and pack her into the car, right? That's what
Oh,
we do.
yes, absolutely.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't leave her out there. Dry her off with the infinite handkerchiefs.
You're quite astounded by how many handkerchiefs I'm able to produce.
Is she? So is she there in the road?
yeah, she's in shock, semi-conscious, and borderline. She's suffering from borderline exposure. She's clearly not dressed for the outdoors. She's soaked her skin. She's basically just wearing her nightdress. And she's disheveled? Her clothes are torn from running through the woods. And
Where
she
would
has
the nearest hospital
severe
be?
livid bruise on her forehead. There are
Jeez.
other than the gas station you passed a while back, you see no lights. Just other than whenever there's a lightning flash, all you can see are woods in every direction.
So, like, just considering our path, like, how far are we to the nearest hospital that I know about?
The nearest hospital would be Arkham. That would be the teaching hospital, which is still probably another 2 hours away.
2 hours.
Well, that's the closest
Does
we can
anyone
get medical attention for her right now, right?
My brother was a doctor, but unfortunately, I did not follow that path. My science does not extend to medicine.
Does anyone
else have first aid?
First aid, yeah. I have a very modest ability.
I have 50.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
Sorry, I missed first aid on my sheet. Sorry. So yes, I can do maybe some minor first aid.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Shall I roll for that? Or?
Have you returned her to the vehicle at this
Oh,
point?
yeah, somebody
Oh,
said
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you better do that because I'm not coming out in the rain. So
I looked to see if there are any
Right.
Egyptian hieroglyphs on her. Or Latin.
Um,
That's where I will be most
That's
useful.
quite interesting. She didn't. She's no identification or jewelry, but she does seem to be wearing. She's got an antique silver chain with a small medal that looks like it's made from like an old gold coin.
Hmm.
And that medal is looks like it's inscribed with a set of peculiar symbols.
Oh my gosh. Peculiar symbols. Tell me more.
No, well, you know what? You can do one of those damn rolls you hate doing.
Which rolls are the
you-
ones I should be doing?
If you want to know more.
Yeah, which
Let me see. What should we do for the coin-like medal?
So is anybody concerned about the state of this woman? And maybe I should do some first aid instead
Oh, yes,
of
please.
ripping the necklace off her neck. And
do the first aid.
what am I rolling here?
Whatever your first aid score is.
Yeah, but in terms of the dice roll, is it like a 2d6?
So
D100.
1d10 and a 1d10.
I'm sorry, say again.
1d10, 1d10.
Okay, roll 1d10 plus 1d10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. I just, it's been a while since I played this. All right.
In a weird way too. So you rolled. I believe it's a 14.
It is
the
a
way we're reading
14.
it. All right.
Yes.
So
I have a 50 first aid.
So you did it.
yeah. So Keiko gives the woman some. I don't know what she gives her. She can't give her some scotch because it's prohibition.
That
She
doesn't
slaps
mean
her
nobody
twice
has
across
that.
the cheeks, shakes her.
So smelling salts, maybe it seems like in old movies people always had
Pull
smelling
yourself
salts
together.
around in the car kit.
Slaps her across the cheeks and shakes her and says, "Pull yourself together. There are gentlemen present."
I take out I take her pulse, which seems probably a little weak, and I take out my handkerchief and try to clean up some of her scratches. What do you want me to continue? I don't know. I find a thermometer and the
woman
buried in the
lurches
car.
forward.
And
The woman lurches forward and just makes kind of a panic struggle with you, and then she looks at you and her eyes are completely just terrified. They're just wild-eyed and terrified, and the only word you can make out from her is she seems to say grandfather, and then she just loses consciousness again.
okay.
I was
Well,
expecting
I guess-
Rosebud.
Well, while she's out and we're sort of ministering to her and resting, perhaps Professor Avery would like to take a look at that necklace.
Yes,
Maybe there will
symbols.
be a clue.
Well, you're a languages professor, and you're like strong in Greek and Latin and Egyptian hieroglyphs. Let's face it, you're a languages professor.
Mhm.
It looks like you're not familiar with it in any way. It looks like no language you've ever seen. You're not even sure if it's a language. It doesn't. The symbols don't correlate to any language that you know of, and you have clearly considerable knowledge of languages, both modern and ancient.
I will roll my credit rating to see if I could buy a solution.
She said grandfather. Should we? I suppose she has family nearby, but I don't know how one would even begin to track such people down.
Perhaps her
Maybe look
grandfather
nowhere.
attacked her. I don't like the idea that. I mean, it seems like the smart thing to do would be to take her to a hospital. Yes. What is your assessment, Keiko? Is she
I think
fine,
that,
and these are just superficial wounds?
I think the wounds are superficial, but I worry for her mental condition. Maybe when
I'll
she's
tell
conscious,
you that she is clearly suffering from exposure. She's completely soaked her skin, disheveled. Her clothes are completely torn, and she has a ripe and livid bruise on her forehead.
Okay, it's
Well, as much as
possible.
I love
Yes.
this jacket. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, yes, we'll wrap her in the jacket to try to keep her warm, and I think we should get her to a hospital.
Seems very wise indeed.
At a careening 9 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean,
What else
the
can we
speed you're
do?
going, it's probably going to take you like probably 3 to 4 hours to make it to Arkham. But
It is the humane thing to do.
that is the way you're going. So, Okay, so that's your plan?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the best we can do as far as we can tell.
Okay. The thunder and lightning has not lit up in any way. Visibility is almost zero as you continue slowly down the road towards Arkham. And
I risk
even
10 miles per hour.
at 10 miles an hour, the car is sliding treacherously
Son of a bitch.
when navigating any bends in the road.
Ugh.
And you only travel a short distance before you find the road completely blocked by
What?
an enormous tree that has been felled by the wind and the lightning, completely blocking any means of traveling onwards.
Well,
I
the
think
only
we're
thing
going
we've
back
seen.
to the diner.
Yes, I think that is probably our only alternative at this point.
Back to the diner where at least it's warm.
One would hope.
Okay, so you
Perhaps they
turn
have better medical supplies.
the diner.
They have grease.
Well, doesn't anybody? I mean, come on. When were first aid kits available?
It's a good question.
They'll have
Someone
smelling
find us
salts.
the
That's all I know.
Wikipedia.
It's actually a really good question.
We could make plasters for her.
So
They could give her some hot soup.
so you turn the car around and heading back towards Bolton.
1888.
1888, yeah.
That's pretty
So-
interesting.
Smarty.
So you start driving slowly back from the direction you came, and after about 10 or 15 minutes, you begin to see a lit metal sign for the Vacuum Oil Company of New York, and it's swinging violently in the wind. And you come across the parking lot of a small single pump gas station, and it has like a wooden framed office and a parking garage set back from the road. It's a fairly new construction. And then beside it there's a small diner with an outhouse on the side of it, and there's just one gas pump, and the lights above the pump and the diner are both burning brightly. You can see a single two-seater Ford Roadster parked out in front of the diner, and then there's another older Packard by the gas station office. You can discern figures moving around inside the diner through the windows, but the rest of the scene is just dark and deserted, and the gas station office looks closed and locked. And then in the middle of the road, there's a four-wheeled flatbed. It looks like an old cattle truck, and it's slewed across the road, and it's almost blocking. It's at an angle where it's almost blocking the road back to Boston, but where it's clearly skidded to a halt in the mud and then just been abandoned. The cab door, the driver's side cab door, has just flung open, and its wheels are just half sunk into the mud.
It appears as though the fates are guiding us to this diner and nowhere else.
Well, then I suggest we stop.
And maybe we
It's
can
safe
get
enough.
this young lady in somewhere warm and get her maybe some hot soup or hot tea.
Maybe somebody here knows her.
Possible.
For better or worse.
Well, let's get in there.
Okay, I think it's a good plan.
Professor?
It's fine. Yes. Reasonable.
Here, the professor and I'm sorry, what's your name again, sir? Magician?
Oh, I'm known as the amazing Kragan, but you may call me Robert.
All right, Robert. Robert, the professor, and I can get the lady into the diner. Maybe there's a doctor in there or something.
I can only hope we would be so fortunate. We'll head in.
Okay. Okay.
Or
So
I
you
mean,
all-
fire.
I'll go in with anyway.
Be sure you put it by a heater or whatever, register. And if there's not such a thing, then we'll just burn the outhouse.
Okay. You
And
You all-
Jesse, shall we accompany the gentleman? I would like to make
I
sure
believe
the,
we ought
the
to.
lady's
Yes,
all right.
we can't leave her alone with them.
No, that's improper. It's improper.
It's terribly improper. Absolutely.
So we will also run quickly into the diner so that we do not get our dresses wet.
Okay. So
That's right.
you all duck into the diner, and inside the diner is thankfully dry and warm, and you're escaping. It's a nice break from the ravages of the storm outside, which is still shows no hint of letting up. It's just one of the most ferocious storms ever. And inside the diner, it's a small diner. There are a couple of booths along by the window, and then some seats along at the counter. And there are several people at the counter. There's a young lady about maybe 19, 20 years old, just cleaning behind the counter. And then at the counter, there are some people huddled around another man who seems quite agitated and is like waving his arms around and yelling about something or other. And he's talking to another man, like in his late 40s, with a quite a big brush mustache, and two elderly people, and a rather elderly couple in their 70s. And the man with the brush mustache, they all look at you when you enter the diner, given your appearance. And the man with the brush mustache looks at you and comes running over. He hurries over to you, and he says, "Land's sake, Amelia, what's happened to you?"
No, see, yeah.
We're not quite sure if that's who this is. She just ran out on the road. She looks.
Well, this is Amelia Webb. This is old Doc Webb's granddaughter.
Doc Webb. Is Doc Webb present? Is there a doctor nearby that we can access?
Doc Webb's the only doctor in town. They live up at Green Apple Acre Cottage, back up the road a bit, through the woods.
Of course.
What the? Oh my goodness, Mary,
we heard-
Mary, get some coffee and get some blankets out here.
We heard her say with horror, grandfather. So I am certainly worried that the grandfather might have done something awful.
Or might be in danger himself.
You get to that one real quick.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
Doc Webb is the salt of the earth. He was a fancy doctor back in Bolton back in the day. But then he and his granddaughter retired here a few years back. They've been nothing but nice, salt of the earth folks. He had to give up because he's got a dodgy ticker.
I wonder if his well-being is of concern now. Then, how far is this Green Apple Cottage?
Oh, you could probably make it on foot about half an hour. You could probably drive it, but in this weather, maybe you could make it back there in about 10, 15 minutes.
It's not a fit night out for man nor beast, but
it is not. Can I get you folks some coffee?
I would love a cup of tea if I might.
I'll have a cup, please.
Okay, and
the better.
He addresses the girl behind the counter, and she looks quite all of the blood seems to have left her face. She seems quite shocked to see you all in here. But then she seems absent-minded, and the brush mustached man who has introduced himself as Sam Keelam, he's the manager of the gas station, shouts at her again to, "Dad, Mary, bring those blankets and some coffee. Can't you see this girl's just dying of cold here?" And she comes back to Earth and starts finding she rushes out the back to find, she comes back with some blankets and she gives them to Sam. And he wraps Amelia Webb in those. And so the two old people at the counter, the lady, the wife, comes over towards you and says, "Oh, my dear, what's happened here? Can we help? Can we help you in any way?"
What we know is that this young lady is in distress, and she said, "Grandfather."
Perhaps we should call the police. I mean, perhaps someone should call the police. We keep this man at the counter says he ran into something on the road.
Oh, was this the truck driver?
Yes, he's quite a salty man, though. But
have you gotten a name from him?
I really think we should call the police.
Is there a phone in this establishment? I assume we can't take that for granted in small town America.
Sam says, not in the diner, but we've got one in the office. One of you is more than welcome to go over and try and call the police down from Bolton. Bolton's the nearest police station.
How far
is there
is
a way
Bolton?
of possibly trying to call? Could we call Dr. Webb and just call the cottage and see if do they have a phone?
I believe they do.
Well, could we try that?
Dr. Webb's a wealthy man. Like I said, the phone's in the office. You're welcome to go and use it. I think I should stay here and mind the diner. I'm a company man. I don't want any damage to happen to my diner here, but you're more than welcome to go over and use the phone. And he gives you the key to the office.
I will happily go over if anyone would like to accompany me.
I think I will stay and make sure Amelia here is doing all right.
Do you have an umbrella that might be in our service as we dash over to the office?
Oh, my husband has an umbrella. Teddy, and the old man steps down from his seat at the counter and walks over and says, "Yes, Winnie. How can I help?" And she says, "Oh, Teddy, this gentleman would like to borrow your umbrella." And Teddy says, "Oh, okay, sure, we can do that. There's quite a storm out there.
Quite a storm indeed. You are most kind.
Where we come from, we call that a real humdinger."
A humdinger it is indeed, sir.
And so he starts making his way back to the counter, and sure enough, he's got an umbrella there.
Okay.
And he makes his way slowly back to you, and he hands you the umbrella, and he goes, "Oh, you just push that button on the bottom, and you push it up."
I believe I can come to grips with the technology. I thank you, sir. Anyone fancy a sprint to the office with me?
Yeah, I'll come with.
My sprinting days are long gone. Hey, Winnie. Ha 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 ha. So who's going?
Alexander.
Okay. I'll hold the umbrella enough to hopefully protect at least our heads and torsos from the worst of the rain.
Okay, so you dash across the parking lot, and the the thunder and the lightning is just crashing.
Actually, I don't know how phone numbers work there. Could I ask somebody if they have is this ask Mabel to connect me?
It's 1922. You're just cranking. You're cranking
Okay,
and asking
cool.
for Mabel.
All right, cool.
So you're
Cranking and asking Mabel.
you're dashing across
That's
the
because they're calling it these days.
you're dashing across the parking lot, and the all of the woods are on the other side of the road, and all around you are just lit up with flashes of lightning, and you see a huge lightning strike just hit somewhere in the woods, and you just see sparks flying. So there's just an incredibly dangerous amount of lightning.
A humdinger indeed.
Okay, and so you make it to the darkened office.
Mhm.
And the office is just across the lot. There's an old Packard, presumably belonging to somebody in the diner, probably Sam, parked beside it. And there's a parking garage to the other side of it, and it's completely dark and locked. So I assume you unlock it.
Yep.
And you go inside, and there is there's a desk in there, some papers on it, and then there's some shelving with just some more papers and stuff like that. There's a couple of cans of kerosene and some kerosene lamps, and there's a kerosene lamp on the desk too. So
okay. No electricity in here?
Apparently not.
All right. Well, I guess, is there a phone? Can I see a phone? It's. I guess we should light a lamp.
Sorry, I didn't mention the phone. There's there's a phone on the desk.
Okay. Is it? Can I make out enough light from the flash?
Actually, there is electricity, but the electricity in the office appears to have been knocked out.
Well, I'll grab the phone and give it a crank.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just a desktop telephone,
mm-hmm.
and you crank it.
Okay.
And you hear just a strange high pitched noise, like a kind of like a radio frequency, and then it fades away, and then you hear a voice saying, "Operator, how can I connect you?"
Yes, can you connect me to the police station in Bolton, please?
Just one moment, sir. Police department.
Okay, and I'll fill them in. A truck accident, young woman found exposed in the road. Report where we are. I don't know.
And the duty sergeant tells you that they're gonna send a car from Bolton, but it's probably gonna take 20, 30 minutes in this weather to reach you.
Thank you. And then I'll try a second call, cranking it up again, and ask for Dr. Webb. In whatever this town is, at Green Apple Cottage.
I'm afraid that service appears to be disconnected.
I had feared as much. Thank you for your help. Ahoy hoy. Oh wait, I would have said that at the beginning. Well, young Alexander, the police from Bolton are on their way, but it'll be some time, and I fear there's no answer at Doc Webb's house. Perhaps we should report that to the others?
Yeah, it might be worth... we should probably go check on the doc. It sounded like if the woman was worried about him, plus he's the only doctor, so maybe we should grab everyone else before we head up there, though, just in case there's some trouble.
I fear you may be correct. Okay, we'll dash back over and let the locals and our team know that the police are on the way, but no answer from Doc Webb.
Okay. Well, you go back inside, and Sam is still attending to Amelia with Keiko and Jesse, and Winifred.
Has she regained consciousness? Is she still unconscious?
No, she's still she's conscious, but she's still very clearly in a state of shock, and not very responsive.
Hmm.
So I don't know. She does
We're-
seem quite. She seems quite afraid of all of you, particularly the men. So she seems quite in shock. I mean, it may be possible for one of the women to maybe charm something out of her.
Yes, let's give
But
the
you'd have to
women some space, gentlemen.
approach her gingerly, and then the older couple are still congregated at the counter with the man who you assume is the truck driver.
I would say that maybe the elderly woman she's kind of motherly, so maybe enlist her help in with Jesse and I trying to talk to this young woman. Maybe Jesse can charm some things out of her. Jesse's more charming than I am, I'm assuming.
I am rather charming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Um,
actually, yeah.
let me talk to the old woman. Let me talk to the old woman and see if I can charm her into helping us. Because yeah, I agree. I think.
Oh, you don't need to charm the old woman. Winnie's gonna help you regardless. Her and Teddy are just your stereotypical kindly old couple.
Okay. Hopefully, Winnie, you could come over and maybe talk with Amelia, because we feel like she might be a little afraid of us because of her condition when we found her, and we could use your help.
Okay.
Winnie.
Yes, and she agrees to come over. She agrees to come over and to help you. But if you if you want to extract something from Amelia, you're going to have to do it yourself.
Oh, well.
Well, we will have Winnie hold her hand, and be motherly and stroke her forehead and stuff. And Jesse, would you like to try to ask her some gentle questions?
Certainly, I would. Do I need to roll at all for this?
Yeah, you need to do a charm roll.
Okay.
Because she's still clearly in shock and somewhat dazed and nervous and socially unresponsive.
We're trying to soothe her nerves while Jesse figures out what she wants to ask her.
I think, I'd like to know, Amelia, how did you end up in the road right there? Is my question.
The road. Clearly has no recollection of being in the road. She's clearly no recollection of anything that has just happened. She tells you that she lives with her grandfather at the cottage, and she's lived with him for a little over 7 months.
Is your grandfather? Sure.
What?
Is your grandfather okay? You called out for him, so we'd like to check on him.
Well, he has a heart condition. She tells you that his health has visibly declined, which is why she moved in. But and he's shown her nothing but kindness, and so she's.
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts looking around the diner, and she becomes agitated, and she's saying, "Grandfather, grandfather."
Darling, what's the matter? Are you all right? Do you see something?
Where's my grandfather?
Uh-oh.
That's what I would like to know, I guess. When was the last time you saw him?
I was in my room in the cottage.
Okay.
There were men.
They were men.
Oh, grandfather.
What the
And
men? What did they look like? What?
I don't. They had sackcloth over their face. I don't know. Oh, and then she.
What did they do?
I don't know. I fled. I ran.
You ran. Okay.
I don't remember anything else. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Where's my grandfather? Oh, please! You have to find my grandfather.
We're checking.
We'll
on
find
him.
him.
And we try to soothe her.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'd like to just listen to the truck driver's ravings.
Yeah, same.
And Sam says, "Oh, you don't want to listen to his rave." You go over and you notice quite a sumptuous odor from this man.
Sumptuous?
Let's say an earthy barnyard odor.
Sounds like shit.
Sumptuous? That's not sumptuous.
Of the porcine variety. Yeah, he smells kind of like pig shit. He's a guy in his like early 40s, but you can clearly tell he's had a hard scrabble life and several bad habits. And so he looks like he's 20 years older than that. And he seems quite agitated. And he's just glowering at Kragan as approach him.
Oh, I thought he was kind of ranting like nonstop. He's not.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's not
Okay.
ranting. No, he just says he has fits of agitated fits where he becomes animated.
Okay, I'll.
He looks like a man with a very, very short fuse.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that we could do to try to calm him down to talk to him? Like as someone unfamiliar with this game system, like in what?
Well, nothing. You can just go ahead. You can just go ahead and talk. I mean, you can go for charm and persuade, and but as Damon points out, why you shouldn't need to at this point. You should just be able to talk to him. So, you can just talk to him.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I think Alex is
for Amelia, who is in like a a semi-catatonic state. Then I think the roles become pertinent. But
okay. So Alexander is going to go up to the man and say, "Excuse me, sir. Were you the driver of the truck?"
Look at you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Fancy.
I'm
you're
sorry.
better than me? Think you're better than me?
No, sir.
I know
That's not.
what I saw. I know what I saw.
Well, I just got here. What'd you see?
I saw a damn light. Damn light in the road. Damnedest light I ever seen.
Proceed.
Fucking seen.
This light, clearly not the headlight of another vehicle, I assume, sir.
Like no damn light I ever saw. Saw.
Go on.
Seen. Seed. Just a cold, dead light right there in the damn road, coming at me.
Where'd it go?
Held by what?
Damn it if I fucking know where it went. Held by what? Held by nothing. Floating in the damn air.
And what color was this light?
White. blue, green.
And you swerved to avoid hitting it, I assume. That is some fine driving.
Damn right I did. Damn right I did.
You might have saved
Took
a
the
life
killer
by
in
doing
here,
so.
These sons of bitches didn't even believe me. They think I've been drinking. I ain't been drinking. You
Perhaps
check my truck. There's no liquor in my truck.
I smell no liquor on you, sir. I take you at your word. Perhaps you need a moment to clean up, and I'll just magically produce a handkerchief to hand him.
Dude,
There
patronize
you
me,
go.
you city slicker.
Indeed, you're a man of wisdom, sir. Let's see. And this light, after you crashed, did you see it again?
I didn't look back. I just came right in here. I wanted to get as far away from that damn thing as I could.
So is
Wise
it? So the lat, is it still out there? Like, or where'd you see it? I guess.
Are you deaf, son? I seed it in the road.
Right,
In the
but
damn road.
yep.
Everybody in this part of Massachusetts is southern.
Or in the southern part of the
You're
state.
in South Boston.
So
This part of Massachusetts is south of the Mason-Dixon line.
no,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of road, but where along the pathway of this road did you see the lat? Like just over there, where there's no lat now, or
Just past the turn for Green Apple Road.
all right,
So what? And he points at the window and he goes, just there. Down the damn road. I seed the light. I swerved my truck. I ran. I didn't look back. I know what I saw. I ain't seen it since. But it's out there. I don't know what the hell it was. But I know what I saw. And I saw something.
All right.
All right.
I think that's about all we'll probably get from this gentleman. Unless you have other ideas.
yeah, agreed.
The only other idea I have is to go to the cottage.
I fear that is our best alternative. But and so can we share back and forth what we've learned from our edifying conversations?
Sure.
The gentlemen and the ladies. Okay.
Sure.
So the young lady says there were men with masks over their faces.
Sackcloth.
Sackcloth.
Sackcloth. So this sounds dangerous.
When did you figure that out?
If I may be delicate, is anyone else armed?
What? No.
Yeah.
Am I?
Alexander's
Think so.
armed, isn't he?
Yeah, I am.
Where's the was the Sam? I'll mention to Sam. So the young lady Amelia says that some men masked in sackcloths, was it, had arrived at Doc Webb's cottage. Sounds rather dangerous, and I don't know that we can wait for the police to arrive.
Sam, because Sam looks clearly frightened by this, and well, if you think you should go up to the cottage, then you go do that. But someone should stay here with these folks in case when the police come. So I'll do that. I'll wait right here.
Yes, that's probably a wise idea. Might you have any a shotgun or something like that in case there is a bit of a Donnybrook, as they say?
Nobody says that.
Well, they do. Back west, up Saskatoon way.
We got a 38 in the. I keep a 22 in the cash register.
Might I implore you to loan it to us?
Oh, I think I should keep that here.
All right, if you wish.
You folks. I mean, no offense, folks. You look like upstanding citizens.
I
But
I understand your reluctance to lend a total stranger your firearm. I do not hold it against you in any way. All right, well, should we go to find the cottage?
Let's do it. Onward for the hieroglyphics.
actually, before you head out there, Keiko has a really bad urge to use the bathroom.
I do? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I must use
your
the facility.
Your luck is 43. You need to use the bathroom.
Thanks.
So now the bathroom is a outhouse on the side of the diner.
Yes, I'm aware of that. All right, so, gentlemen, I must use the facilities.
And Teddy Brewer, the old guy, Winifred, says, "Oh, Teddy, Teddy needs to use the bathroom too. He always needs to use the bathroom. Teddy, don't let this poor girl go out there all by herself. You got that umbrella?" And he's like,
God.
"Oh, sure, I do.
Alexander,
Allow me to accompany you, miss, to the restroom, and we can use my umbrella."
This is getting weird.
You just push the button down here on the bottom. Yeah, push it up. And okay, so the two of you duck outside, and the rain and the thunder and the lightning is still just going full tilt,
Mm-hmm.
flashes of dangerous lightning just constantly. And you so you make it to the outhouse, and it's it's a standard like lean-to outhouse. It's not the most sanitary thing in the world, but it's got a door and it affords some privacy. And Teddy is shuffling from foot to foot. He's like, "Oh, after you, my dear. My mama raised me to be a gentleman."
Okay, well, I enter the outhouse.
Okay. Then what?
I don't know why you seem to want me to do this, but okay, I gotta pee. So there we go.
Okay. And so you're sitting in the outhouse, and
She had to describe it.
If you have me pulled down through the hole, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, fair.
and suddenly you see through the crack along the sides of the door, the bottom of the door, you see like a pale bluey white light, and then the light becomes brighter and more intense, and then you hear the sound of a gasp outside, followed by a blood-curdling scream.
Oh dear.
And the light just becomes intensely bright, and it's just filling the entirety of the restroom. And then, as suddenly as it appeared, it just silently vanishes, and everything goes black again.
Well, there must be some scientific explanation for this. So I, wash my hands, maybe, and
No.
finish peeing, wash my hands.
There's no sink.
Oh, thanks.
There's no sink.
No, it's back in Dr.
Outhouse,
Livingston's
yeah.
office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I step back outside the outhouse and see what's going on.
Lying on the ground
Uh-oh.
is Teddy's umbrella.
Mm-hmm. And Teddy's not there, is he?
No, there's just there seems to be like just a residue of like kind of gray ash lying on the ground.
Oh,
Here.
no.
Winnie's going to be really upset.
Oh, now I have to play it upset old lady.
You can
Yep.
do it.
God, Circum. Are you waiting for me to do something? I mean, I run in and tell them that something just happened. Did anybody see that light?
Me?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to also have you make a sanity roll.
For me? Oh, thanks. Okay. Why me? Why did I
This
have
is called
to be?
Cthulhu. You have to lose your sanity. No character survives. We all go insane.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know why I got picked to have to pee.
Because you had the lowest low.
Lowest lock. Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's a
Sanity.
simple twist of fate. So that's a 12.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fine. Okay.
Thank you.
You remain totally sane. You do not
Yeah, because
associate
it's
peeing with alien abduction.
No, because there's a scientific explanation for this.
Actually, I think she rolled a 0-2.
Yeah, she's fine. Oh, it is a 0-2. You're correct. It's 2.
Mhm.
So not only am I fine, I'm like, yeah,
You're
this is
super
Tuesday.
fine. You're super fine. You actually
Super fine.
gain sanity.
Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, this is Tuesday.
Oh, this happens
hey,
to me
guys.
all the time. I don't know what's unusual about this.
So instead of going in and saying, "Oh my goodness, did you see the light?" I go in and say, "Hey guys, there was a light.
Yeah.
Did you see it? It was cool."
I don't know. Did we see the
No,
light?
no, obviously I'm quite distraught because Teddy just got turned to ash, or
Mhm.
seemingly. So I run in to tell everyone what I saw and ask them if they saw the light.
Did he get struck by lightning?
Winnie faints at the news. Winnie faints at the news.
I don't have to play a distraught old lady.
Oh, nice,
All
yeah.
distraught ladies.
And
Right.
Sam attends to her. And
We're gonna
he
hang
yells-
around as
that was-
long as it takes for her to come to. So we
He
get
yells to Mary.
full
behind
reaction.
the counter
That was a cop-out column.
Yeah, we're waiting.
He yells
Wait,
at
I
Mary
thought it was
behind the
rather
counter to help out.
So was there a flash of lightning just then that we saw from inside?
It was a very bright light.
Mhm.
Consumed the whole area.
Right, from our perspective column, did we see anything?
I could
Like,
make
was there a
roll-
super
I could
close
make
lightning
you
burst?
roll a spot hidden, but no, you saw nothing. You just
There was no
saw,
Saw nothing.
Okay.
no. You saw just the lightning itself is enough to saw nothing.
Wow. So
That's most disturbing.
I mean,
but
the outhouse
consistent
is
with the
right
driving
next to the
story.
freaking planners.
Yeah, but it's at the it's at the side wall. It's not like there's a window looking into the outhouse.
A pile of ash, you say? How disturbing.
Yes, come and look for yourself.
Well, I believe you. Well, we still have the umbrella, sure.
Well, Teddy got turned to ash, but at least he got his umbrella.
Well, all points of this mystery do still seem to point us toward Doc Webb's cottage.
Yeah, just don't go walking around with an umbrella. That's gonna attract the lightning. Like that seems like that's what happened. It's the most
But if it
reasonable
was a-
explanation, right?
If it was a burst of lightning, wouldn't we have heard it from so close? Whereas
I know,
that driver's story about a mysterious light now seems less like the ramblings of a madman.
So there wasn't any sound associated with the light?
No, it's just a light.
It was just a light. Oh.
Hmm.
That is
Blinding.
unusual.
Very, very blinding bright. And there was a scream.
Jake, the man at the counter, is clearly listening to you,
Hmm.
and he looks absolutely terrified.
And
he said,
have you seen lights? I look around the room. And
You saw it? You saw that light? That light?
And
That damn thing's here? That damn thing's here?
This is the driver?
Yep.
His name's Jake. Okay.
Right, tell me, have you seen the light before? This is the first time I'd seen it.
Jesus Christ, lady, I just told your friends what I seen in the road. That thing's here. To hell with this. And he runs out of the diner and just starts hurtling across the parking lot towards his truck.
No, don't. Stay.
And he climbs into the cab of his truck, and after a few false starts, the truck starts up. Headlights, its headlights light up, and as the headlights light up, they just suddenly go dark again, and a pale blue-white light fills the cab of the truck and becomes brighter and brighter, and faintly, amidst all of the sound of the torrential rain and the thunder, you can hear the screams of the pig farmer. And then the light vanishes. The cab just goes completely dark.
I'm not so sure that we should go outside anymore.
We have to go up to the house.
There's nothing to say the light couldn't come inside. Can I take a stab at an occult roll to see if I've ever heard of anything like this?
You've never heard of anything like that.
Okay, fair. I know my occult isn't that great anyway, so.
So you are the five of you in the diner with the now conscious but still non-communicative Amelia Webb, Sam Keelam, the gas station manager, Mary Laker, the what do you call him? She's not a bartender. The waitress, I guess. I guess she's the waitress. And the unconscious Winnie. And Sam is getting in full panic mode. And fortunately he didn't witness the event outside in the truck, because he was too busy attending to Winnie. And he shouts at Mary, like, "God damn it, Mary, can you help us or not?" And Mary just seems like beside herself at this point. She just seems thoroughly distracted, and very, very much afraid by everyone's presence, everything that has been going on so far to this point. So you were all trapped, apparently, in this diner, or not trapped, but you were in this diner, by the side of the road, in the torrential rain, in the thunder and lightning storm that shows no sign of abatement, with 4 vehicles, parking lot.
Has anybody considered the idea that this light that we're all concerned about may be the cause of the terrible weather?
What can you do about it if that's the case?
Some sort of science experiment gone awry, you think?
That is what I was thinking, yes.
Hmm.
In my capacity as the science student. And I think that the only way we're going to find out if that's true lies with whatever is going on at Dr. Webb's residence.
Yes, that's what I've been saying. To the house.
Well, I was in the outhouse, because somebody told me I had to pee.
Fair.
We should take the car, though, right?
Yes, I fear walking.
Yes.
Well, driving seems preferable to walking. And did you say we could get around the truck? You said it was almost blocking the road, but not quite.
Well, we came from the other direction.
It's the other. It would be the other direction.
Oh, okay, I see. Got it.
It would be the direction you came.
Yes, let's go.
This is an area map.
Mhm.
So as you can see, there is a side road,
Oh shit.
and that would be
Long curvy drive.
Green Apple Acre Road.
All right, do it.
Let's go.
Vroom vroom.
So you're going in the car?
I think so.
Okay.
I will leave Amelia in the safe care of these lovely people at the diner.
Okay, so
They
you're
know
all
her.
going?
Yep.
Okay. Are
Yeah.
you going to turn on the headlights?
Oh gosh, of course.
You are. Okay.
Why
It's
wouldn't
dark,
he?
right?
Okay. It is dark, yes. Okay. So you head out and you start making the treacherously slow journey towards Green Apple Acre Cottage. As you're driving about 5 minutes down the road, you see a police vehicle in the ditch.
Skip the police vehicle.
Do you what?
Skip it.
Skip it? You don't just keep driving?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I mean
go.
they're able men. They can handle it, or else they wouldn't be police, right?
yeah. This is right. Okay. As you drive by the vehicle, you're traveling slowly enough to see that the passenger door is open, and the vehicle at first appears to be empty, but then you notice that the interior is completely smeared with gray ash, and except at the lower, you can also see what appear to be the legs, waists, and legs of 2 policemen.
So
But the
just
rest-
the waist and the legs, but the upper body
rest
parts
of
are
the
not
body appears to have been burned away.
Wow.
That's most disturbing.
So
So this light creature seems to often attack people in, I'm afraid to say, vehicles, except for the elderly gentleman with his umbrella. Does that strike anyone as disturbing?
a bit.
Well, should we stop the car then?
No, we must keep going. On. I don't want to stay in the car any longer than we have to, or outside any longer than we have to. That's where the bad things happen.
the turn for Green Apple Acre Road just starts to come up on your right. So you turn towards it, and you continue up Green Apple Acre Road. And the rain just continues to beat down. And then eventually, you see the outline of two buildings come into view. Quite a large, well-apportioned cottage, and in the back of that, there appears to be a barn.
Which should we investigate first, the cottage or the barn?
Cottage.
And the
Cottage.
road here, there's a lot of rain and water and runoff from the storm, but the road has been freshly graveled and it's shaded by a deliberate planting of trees, so it's it's pretty passable. So you drive up to the cottage.
Yes.
Okay. So you arrive at the cottage. The cottage is in complete darkness, of course, and the front door is just banging wildly open and shut in the wind and the rain.
Do we have a source of light in the car?
We do. I have a flashlight.
Excellent.
Yep. He has a flashlight, and there is also a flashlight and a road map in the Packard. So
I always drive prepared.
you have two flashlights. I'm going to suggest that you all make a spot hidden at this point.
Okay. No, wait, hold on. It's like each day of the week I'm using a different syntax for dice rolling.
I got it.
All right.
Oof, 66, I fail.
So Professor Avery notices a crowbar lying in the mud on the lawn near the front door. And it also looks like someone has slipped and fallen, leaving like a visible skid patch that hasn't been eroded by the rain.
Oh dear.
Oh, skid patch. I thought you said skin patch, as if like your skin just came off.
No. Skid patch. That would be gross.
Yeah.
Looks like Jesse made it as well.
Mysterious disembodied lights have no need for crowbars.
Yes. Well, I'll grab the crowbar.
Okay.
All right. Who has the flashlights?
So you say there's a skid patch. Are there also tracks?
No, it's just it seems related to the crowbar. It seemed like somebody, you get the impression somebody was fleeing and slipped on the mud and dropped the crowbar. They were
Sure. That makes, again, like, so there's no tracks related to that. Okay.
No, I mean even if there were, the visibility is so poor
I
by
see.
this heavy downpour that you just couldn't tell.
All right. Well, let's go in and find Frankenstein and get this over with.
Great.
Okay, well, you go in, and the first room you enter is a reception room. And the reception room has obviously been the site of a violent altercation.
But
And
nobody's there now?
No. In the room you see two dead bodies.
Oh.
Oh yikes.
One is a elderly gentleman who is clearly Dr. Webb, who was in life a classic example of a New England patrician with a thin, heavily lined face, close cropped white hair, and he's slumped against an armchair. His shoulder is bloody, and his face is ashen.
And the
then
other one?
lying beside him on the floor is the body of a young man, but his remains are in a strange and horrific condition.
Oh,
He appears
Oh,
to have
boy.
been a young man in his early 20s, but now his features are contorted in agony and almost unrecognizable. His jawbone and many of his joints have been self-dislocated in the throes of clearly violent convulsions, and he lies like a discarded and broken marionette. The lower half of his body has been reduced to ashes, as if some intense heat had burned him from the ground up. On what remains of his upper body, his skin is blood-blotched and blackened, as if his
Ooh.
veins had boiled and exploded within him, and his eyes are red-black masses of hemorrhage.
Yeesh.
So he exploded from inside. Somehow.
From the heat of whatever
Yes, he
burned his
boiled
bottom
from.
half off. Yeesh. How about the doc? What does he have an obvious cause of death?
I would have to ask for. Does anyone have medicine? I'm going to guess.
No,
I'm going to
No.
guess. No. Nobody has
No.
medicine.
just
Okay.
first aid. But no medicine.
There's no-
Your best guess is well, you were informed that he had a heart condition, so your
But-
best guess is that he died of a
But
heart
he has
attack.
he has no wounds that would cause bleeding out.
He has a bloody shoulder, which looks like it was given by a shotgun.
Oh,
And you do actually notice, beside the burned body of the young man, that there is a sawn-off shotgun.
is there
Hmm.
But
like a
the wound doesn't appear. It seems to be like a superficial shoulder wound
Mhm.
that basically missed him and just cut him. So he looks very much like he died of heart failure.
maybe perhaps caused by the shotgun going off?
Or witnessing the macabre death of the young man.
Yeah.
Of course, sanity rolls all around
Oh yeah.
for the
Ugh.
gruesome young man.
So we compare it to our current sanity? Okay.
And okay, so with how we're reading these dice rolls, did I get a 37 or a 73?
73.
Okay.
Last first for some reason that I'm still not clear on. 51 for me.
And we want to
which
roll
is-
low?
Yeah,
Yes, you want to roll low.
Great.
Yep, I just made it.
I made it.
Yep.
Okay, everybody
18
made
was
it
good.
except Kilgore.
No, I have an 80.
You have a sanity of 80?
I have a sanity of 80.
Wow.
Based.
Wow, he's very rational.
You can handle a lot.
Oh, that's right. You are. You're super rational.
I'm a psychologist. I have to be able to deal with shit.
Mm-hmm.
So as you examine the scene, you notice that there is a overturned metal coffer lying on the floor in front of the fireplace that has fallen to the floor.
Oh,
Did it.
I don't know if you want to
we should inspect it.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you want to search these bodies perhaps, or
I will search the doctor's body.
you're going to do so you just do a spot hidden on the doctor.
I'd like to try to see if there's a sackcloth around nearby, like maybe on the young man's person or something.
Oh, I don't think I got that one. I've only got it
Well,
5, so nope.
Okay. Yeah, there is in his left hand. The young man appears to be clutching a piece of sackcloth with some holes cut in the front for eyes.
I'll
And
look
I
in that
take it-
coffer.
Since I failed my roll, I take it I found nothing on the doctor's person.
No,
Okay.
you weren't able to find anything.
So if I look at the can, the coffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The overturned coffer immediately looks out of place, both with the decor and the room. And it's about 16 inches wide by 9 inches tall. Trough shaped, fairly featureless, and mounted on small clawed metal feet. Has the remnants of an oddly smelling wax seal remaining around the edges of its hinged lid. And the inside of it appears to be lined with lead.
Mm.
And there's something distinctly funereal about it, although it's too large to be an urn. And there's also a heavy spill of fine white ash from where it had dropped onto the floor beneath the hearth. And
I try and sweep the ash into it and close it up.
Okay, you do so, but you get a distinct feeling of unease while you're doing it.
Oh. Doing the moral thing is making me uneasy.
But you do that. That's a
Okay.
I guess I'll steel myself and see if in the remnants of the young man, if he has anything in a, shirt pocket or anything like that.
okay. So that, of course, also always involves a spot hidden.
Okay. Yeah, I would like a better spot hidden. Roll spot hidden. 28. That is successful.
All
Not
right.
super successful, but successful.
It is successful. Get through and you
Mysterious
find
tattoos.
you find some identification, some identity papers that name him as Clement Taylor. In his wallet, it's got a $1 bill, gas coupon, and it has a small folded photograph of Mary Laker, the waitress from the diner, eating cotton candy at the county fair.
And
You
does the ID? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
also find in his pocket 2 shotgun shells.
Does the ID suggest that he's local?
It gives his address as Orchard Run, Massachusetts, so he is local.
Okay.
Is there a shotgun nearby?
Yes,
Okay.
there was a shotgun lying by the body, a sawed-off shotgun.
Well, that's most puzzling. I fill them in on what I see.
Is someone taking the shotgun or leaving it?
You say there's 2 unspent rounds? Shells?
Yep.
Well, I'm marginally better with a shotgun than I am with my handgun. Sure. I'll pick it up and load it.
Okay. I also say, seeing as you also had a very successful spot hidden roll, we'll say you also searched Dr. Webb's body.
With your wandering hands.
Yes.
And on Dr. Webb, in Dr. Webb's in his inside his jacket, there's a very small leather key fob, and attached to that is a small key, a small brass key.
Perhaps to the barn.
Yeah, it's too small. It seems more like a
Or like a
lockbox.
Oh. Well, shall we search the rest of the cottage?
Yes.
I did give you the map, right?
Yes, somewhere, yes.
Yep.
Oh, he's got an indoor bathroom.
And
Yeah,
this was,
he's a wealthy man.
thank goodness, this was all in the entryway, that just through that first hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Or
the
is it
first room, the reception room.
I'm not sure I'm looking at this the right way then. Would that be the stairs to the door,
Well,
this corridor?
I can tell you what you've got. You have
Okay.
it's probably the best way to do it. You have Amelia's bedroom and study, Dr. Webb's study,
Okay.
Dr. Webb's bedroom, and
Okay.
then you also have some access to a cellar.
Okay.
I wonder if we should check out Dr. Webb's study and see if there's something in there that his assailants may have been looking for.
Or worse, oh my goodness gracious, Rob, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting your character's name. And
Oh, that's okay. I'm not entirely locked in on it.
His name's Robert.
Robert, though, if you go with that.
Robert Wilcox.
The amazing
God.
Kragan.
The amazing Kragan. Okay.
Or Robert, please, amongst friends.
Oh,
Well, I'm not on
Robert.
stage.
Robert,
Just
I'm
call
spot-
me the.
Robert, I'm mildly concerned that I believe that Miss Webb had said that there were men with sackcloths. We might want to be very careful as we're searching these premises. They might still be present.
Is anyone else armed? Can anyone swing a crowbar well? Should we run across
Hello.
the other units?
I
Hello,
have the
rest
crowbar.
of the team. Is anyone else armed?
Professor Avery has a crowbar.
Excellent.
Alexander has a 38, I believe.
Revolver.
Yep. And Kragan, are you shotgunning it?
I'm gonna go with a shotgun because I'm marginally better with one. I'll ask the are either of you ladies acquainted with the use of a handgun?
I don't think so.
Hey, I have a question for the great Kragan.
Oh,
Yes.
Don't you not have a permit for that 38 revolver?
Nobody here's the cop, I don't think.
Okay, okay.
Listen, I would not judge you either way. I kind of have a. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I have a 20 handgun.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
As do I.
You're the same as me, just basic level. Well, if either of you would like to borrow a handgun, you're most welcome to.
Okay.
In case we run into any of the, though, we might want to be. It would be lovely if we could talk to one of these sackcloth gentlemen.
Okay, so was that Keiko or Jesse taking that handgun?
It was Keiko.
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
Okay, so you're going to Dr. Webb's study.
Yes.
This room is given over to Dr. Webb's old personal letters and records, largely out-of-date books on medicine, a small library on the natural history of New England, and a sizable collection of Lepidoptera pinned out in glass-fronted frames hung on the walls. A sturdy locked bureau is in one corner. That's about it. It's everything of interest in the room.
Locked bureau.
Locked bureau, you say? I will try the key in it.
It works.
Ha ha! I get 10 experience points for that, I believe.
Okay.
I like this because I kind of imagined Alexander examining the Lepidoptera first, and Robert, as soon as he walks in the room, he's like, "Locked thing, I've got a key."
Brace yourselves, okay?
Uh-oh.
The bureau contains $600 in cash.
Whoa.
This is 1922.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of freaking money.
7,000 cash. An account book for the Arkham First National Bank showing a balance of $19,000.
Yeah.
There's a pot of funny smelling wax ointment.
Same
Sure.
kind of smell as that I got from.
Yep. That's what Professor Avery points out immediately. Same.
Wait, where'd you smell
dang
that?
smell.
On the coffer.
Oh, yes.
And a small black leather-bound journal hidden under piles of legal papers and professional certificates.
Woo!
I'll grab the journal and flip to the most recent entries.
Okay.
There's always a journal.
There's always a journal. Always a journal in this game. So, get ready.
I'll read it out loud to save time.
Oh, hey. Actually, just for radio, Colin, were you planning on reading this?
I shall read it out loud.
Okay.
I shall read it out loud.
Oh, I can
The
read it out loud.
useful, do you want to read it?
Oh, I don't care.
The useful, if unorthodox resident of the casket, our sin eater, is, as far as I can ascertain, no creature currently known to science. Where it came from and when, I do not know, nor did my predecessors from whom I inherited it, though it is undoubtedly many centuries old, if not more. Its uses have been many over the years, although it has predominantly been employed to aid certain local socially conscious families of unwanted offspring,
Oh
be
boy.
they the result of centuries of inbreeding, unfortunate accident, or other unwholesome acts.
God, bring this into 2020 so we can get rid of the Trumps.
The legality of the creature's use is debatable. Its efficacy is not, even in such cases where death by other means proved intractable. My conscience in this matter, and that of those who came before me, is clear, for many of the children would never have survived regardless, given their deformities or other less obvious abnormalities. As for the rest, the Lord does not suffer such blasphemies to live.
Eugenics.
Lovely.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be Cthulhu Mythos. It wouldn't be Lovecraft without some good old eugenics.
Yep.
Oh.
As in all things, safety first.
Yeah,
Should the sin eater escape its confines, listen up, people.
Yeah, this is key.
Sorry, I thought that was it.
Should the sin eater escape its confines, then the only way to recall it is to provide it with a suitably prepared patient, such that it becomes satiated and lethargic and willingly returns to its coffin. Inscribe the spiral mark in blood, preferably the patient's, but not essential, on the patient's forehead. The patient does not need to be a child, but it must be human and naturally alive at the point of contact. Experiments with animals and corpses carried out by my antecedents were apparently most unsatisfactory. If the patient is conscious, then they will need to be suitably restrained. Once all preparations are complete, perform the recitation as phonetically transcribed below and permit the sin eater to perform its duties, after which it will return to its casket. Once it is within, close the lid and seal it immediately with a liberal application of the aromatic wax ointment.
He immediately
Wow,
goes out to
full
the coffer
instructions.
and empties it. I was making a mistake.
Okay, you guys are going to have to learn to chant yourself.
Ah.
I was taught the sin eater can be summoned and directed to seek out a person at some distance, if the correct phraseology is used. This being subtly different to the procedure previously noted, requiring modification to the symbol pattern and phrasing. I detail this below, but warn.
Oh, great.
And it's torn out, isn't it?
Can we
And
do the little pencil rub on the next page?
then
To
there
see it?
is there's one more page. And that just seems to be a series of dates and numbers. Single letters matched with dates and 3 and 4 figure numbers.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Um,
ELLF.
From the stains and smears on this page, it appears the previous page may have been removed due to a catastrophic ink spillage. There are 16 entries in all. The dates are erratically interspersed over the last 40 years, with the most recent date being 1918. These most likely represent a tally of murdered newborns
Yeah.
through the agency
Yep.
of Dr. Webb.
Well,
Sanity rolls, people.
Oh, of course.
and for those of you listening at home, there's a lot of them.
16, I think he said. Yeah. Sanity again. Uh-oh.
I make it.
67. Wait, what's my sanity? 55. Damn, nope, I fail.
I fail too.
So you both fail sanity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten my damn sanity rolls. Oh, happens when we.
So
Me
do
too.
we roll intellect then? Is that how it works? Can't remember.
No, actually, what is the sanity for this? Oh no, it's just one.
Oh, a
It's an
one sanity
that's
loss.
That's an
Okay.
easy thing. So you both lose once.
Oh, wow, that's easy to
It's a
change.
minor.
I
A
lose
minor,
one
minor.
as well.
Excuse me.
So I lose one as well.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if I'm reading this right, the way to capture this whatever this creature is, this sin eater, would be to find some sacrifice to them.
It has to be human and alive. That seems rather immoral.
Quite.
It must be me.
What?
Okay.
Well, and from the name Sin Eater, does this creature exhibit some kind of moral judgment?
I believe the appellation might have referred to the doctor's regard for his patients.
I see. You might be right. Perhaps we should just haul ass away from this town and forget the whole thing. I don't say
Well,
that. I'm just messing with a column there.
It is an option.
Well, I do feel that we have some responsibility here. After all, we have no idea how far this thing could go. This could.
True. Yes, it seems willing to kill again and again.
Randomly, even.
Well, but it
Randomly
says
and
that
insatiably.
it can be directed. It says that it can be summoned and directed, right? He was taught that the Sin Eater can be summoned and directed to seek out a person at some distance, if the correct phraseology is used.
Through a murderous blood ritual.
Yes.
Got to put it back in the coffer, right? Which means there has to be bait, right?
Right.
Well, I am the oldest among us. Clearly, it must be me.
Oh, you're going to be bait?
I'm hoping you guys will stuff it into the coffer before whatever happens.
I believe the ritual involved the bait being consumed, such that it satiates the creature, and then it is able to be captured. So
Up.
It returns willingly after they are after it is satiated.
What I'm suggesting is you put it in there unwillingly.
We do not. I don't. This doesn't offer means of doing that.
Okay, well,
so it seems
you still have the there is still Amelia's bedroom and study, and Dr. Webb's bedroom and the cellar.
Sure.
And the barn.
Yep. Let's go to all the other rooms.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Cellar?
Surely there's an abandoned infant somewhere.
We could only be so lucky.
Nice.
I think maybe we
Nice.
should leave the cellar for last. Just
Okay.
All
right.
Okay.
kind of spooky down there. I would say Doctor
Okay. Dr. Webb's
Wilson.
bedroom.
Yeah, bedroom.
Dr. Webb's room seems quite ordinary. In fact, everything points to a well-ordered and structured man. Clothes neatly stored, shoes polished, and only useful functional items in abundance.
Well, nothing inspiring in here, right?
No.
Should we check Amelia's room?
Might as
You're
well.
not going to search the room.
Well,
Well, I mean, what is it like? I don't know what it like. What is there to search?
Okay.
We could poke around in there, I suppose. Books on the nightstand, nightstand drawers, something under the bed. Just a cursory look around, anyway.
Yeah,
Shall
that
I
makes
roll?
sense.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll say that a successful spot hidden has been rolled.
Okay.
This game loves its spot hidden.
Yeah.
And you find a small soft leather-bound pocket Bible tucked away in a sock drawer, and inside it there's a handwritten inscription on one of the pages, and that's all. That's all it's.
Oh.
And I apologize. That's a pocket Bible that was in.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it the same hand as in the journal? The journal is cursive, at least in this. And this is print.
It's difficult to tell.
Yeah.
I rifle through the pages. Is there maybe anything like used as
No,
a bookmark?
there's nothing else remarkable.
Yeah.
There's nothing else remarkable.
For the outhouse.
And so you check Amelia's room then.
Yep. I'm going to close a couple windows as it rains. Be right back.
A search of the room and her bedroom and study reveals that she takes regular sleeping drafts. And then you see some correspondence that shows that she has recently spent time at the Boston Society for the Care of Girls, which is an upmarket sanatorium.
Oh, do you think maybe
it shows that
Okay.
it shows that she has been released with a clean bill of health.
I bet she was. Do they often send? Don't they often send women who are in the family way there?
Possibly.
It just seems that sanatoriums at that time were places that wealthy families whose daughters had strayed from the path might be taken away for their lying in.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Yes.
Yeah, and given the excuse that they were recovering from illness, when in fact they were giving birth. Just an idea. Just throwing it out there.
I mean, that's a very likely theory. Yeah.
Okay, the only rooms you have yet to explore are the cellar and also the barn.
Well,
check out the
cellar.
Okay.
Surely nothing bad will happen in the cellar.
Apart from
I will keep my gifted handgun at the ready.
Apart from dust and cobwebs and packing crates, the only item of interest down here is a domestic electrical generator.
Huh.
It is kerosene powered. Domestic model.
Is it worth doing a spot hidden?
No.
Is it worth investigating the barn then?
Yeah,
I guess
let's go
so.
take a look.
Okay.
We dash across in the rain.
So you're all heading out towards the barn?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
You're delighted to find out that the storm is just, rather than abating, it seems to be increasing in intensity.
Oh,
With
oh,
lightning
great.
flashes all around. And as you approach the barn, you notice a figure stumble out of the darkened woods nearby. And
Mm-mm.
We capture it and put the symbol on its forehead
it
immediately.
appears to be from what you can discern, it appears to be a young man in his early 20s. But as he draws closer to you, you notice that he's shambling and walking quite erratically. And as he draws even closer to you, you can hear his bones crack. And you notice that his skin begins to blacken as he approaches you. And he is pleading for help from you.
The Sin Eater's after him.
Help me, help me, help me. And as he gets closer, his skin just blackens and cracks and just sluices off his body.
Ugh.
And as it does, just shafts of brilliantly white and blue light flash out from between his bones. And he lets the most blood-curdling scream as his bones just fade to ash and fall to the ground. And all that is left between you and the barn is this expanse of unnatural light that is just blindingly white and blue. And it's approximately it starts to spread out slowly to about a length of about 6 feet. And it's about maybe 4 feet tall. And it hovers in the air maybe about 2-3 feet off the ground. And it gives off just this unnaturally cold sensation. And it doesn't appear to be like any light you've ever seen before. It seems almost like liquid in form, almost like mercury moving through water. And it moves very, very slowly, but it is clearly moving towards you. Sanity rolls, everyone.
I had it queued up. 20. Made it.
Whew, 51. Made it.
Nope. Missed it.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yep.
I could go either way. Missed it.
Okay, I need a D6 roll from whoever's.
Roll low.
Or is that the loss of sanity then?
Yep.
Okay.
3. Was it just the two of you?
One more.
I think Jesse also failed.
3. No?
Huh. Ooh.
Oof.
Jesus. Here we go again. Okay, Kathy, I need you to roll. I need you to roll 2d10s against your intelligence.
And this one you want to fail, right?
Okay. Okay, you're fine. You just lose 6 sanity. Okay. What are you folks doing here?
So this thing is it inching toward us, did you say?
It is inching towards you, and it is between you and the barn.
We have to lead it back to the coffer.
But we haven't done the ritual or anything.
Back to the house. Skedaddle.
Okay. All right, well, yes, I will go with the crowd on this one.
Okay.
But
I'm already halfway back towards the house.
okay.
Yeah, definitely going back.
Can be summoned and directed to seek out a person some distance. But we don't have the phraseology.
And as you, so you're heading back towards the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the light is the dead light, as the truck driver called it. It's moving closer and closer to you, and it seems to be increasing in its speed. And as it gets closer to you, you notice it seems to shudder and shimmer. And at that very moment, a powerful bolt of lightning strikes the ground about 50 feet from all of you. And as it does so, the light forms into a ball and darts back into the woods and vanishes from sight.
Well, was that a lucky break, or did something just summon someone, or something just summon that?
I think it might have been summoned.
Perhaps we should take a quick look in the barn and see if there's any evidence remaining there.
Did it go back towards where the lightning struck?
No, it moved in the opposite direction of away from.
So it might be afraid of it. I don't know.
If it fears electricity, there is a generator in the cellar, but it's not as strong as a bolt of lightning. Many gigawatts are involved, I understand. Shall we check out the barn quickly?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got nothing better.
Okay, so you check the barn, and the barn is quite well maintained, New England barn, and there's some bales of barbed wire fencing that to be put out, and some more cans of kerosene for kerosene lamp. And other than that, there's just your various farm implements.
There's no horrific human-esque creature that he was getting ready to sacrifice to this thing?
Absolutely nothing. No, I mean the man's a retired doctor. He's not a farmer. It's very much just a glorified garage at this point. Other than the wire for maintaining their their land lines and such. Their boundaries, their field boundaries.
I wonder how we interpret these events. Did the lightning frighten it away? If so, can electricity provide us some modicum of protection? Or was it somehow summoned by someone or something? With that bolt of lightning being the messenger?
It's like I'm the sciencey one, but I don't know,
This ain't your normal science. Yeah.
Well, yeah, me, Jenny does not know the normal science for this, so I can't even suggest anything.
Oh, I think we're all guessing. Yeah.
I was the black sheep of my scientist family. Thank you very much. So I have no scientific explanation at this point, much as I would like to give one.
Only it understood Latin. We could talk to it.
Or Japanese.
Well, I confess to being rather stumped as to what we should do now. The idea of sacrificing someone to lure it to that coffer and sealing it in, but I don't know who I would ask to make such a sacrifice.
Me!
Wow, Professor Avery really wants to be sacrificed.
Yeah, really wants to be sacrificed.
For what's going on here.
Now, this might sound like a terribly crazy idea. And I'm just going to put it out. And again, terribly crazy idea. But I'm trying to avoid sacrificing people if necessary.
Agreed.
We've got that fencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That metal fencing. Is there a way that we could? Does anyone feel confident in their abilities as an engineer to figure out some way of hooking up the generator to this fencing so that we could maybe,
You know what, Alexander? I feel confident in your engineer. Just for the sheer brilliance of that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know whether or not to be terrified by that. Because we've got all that fencing. This is, of course, assuming that electricity seems to be this creature's sore spot or something. Maybe we could kind of like corral it into the coffer. Like if we create a scary enough situation for it to seek safety and shelter, well, it was safe and had shelter in there.
That's as good an idea as any I've come up with.
Of course.
Well, we've tried nothing, and I'm all out of ideas.
Yes.
Your idea was to sacrifice yourself, and that's a terrible idea. Listen, nothing puts people off more than, ooh, please, kill me, kill me.
All right. Yes, let's... was there kerosene still inside for the generator in the cellar?
There was kerosene in the barn.
Okay, so we can bring in kerosene and some bales of barbed wire. It's so crazy; it just might work.
Yeah, they're quite large bales. I mean, there's probably, they're probably 300, 400 foot bales a piece.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps we could shape the bales into the strange symbol that's supposed to be carved on or put on the sacrifice. That circle and diamond thing. Can't hurt.
No, I mean...
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oops.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me know what you're going to do here.
So, I think I'm kind of losing the plot a little bit here because my original plan.
You've got a blood ceremony where you can mark this blood symbol on a suitable victim,
Mhm.
And then there's this chant, this 4-line chant
Mhm.
that you can use to lure this sin eater supposedly towards that victim. So you've got that, and then supposedly it feeds on that victim, and then when it's satiated, it will willingly, once that chant is done, go into the coffer by itself.
So we're
And
hoping
then
to
you
summon it
also
and
have,
force it in.
and then you also have an electrical generator and a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Those
So
were your two. Those were your two things that
But-
you'd come up with.
Reading the thing, the summoning chant is supposed to be different than the catch it chant, and we
Yeah,
don't
that's
have the different like that. That's where the page is torn. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
but
we
it will come according to the, you know, it'll when you can recall it by preparing that page, so you can bring it. The other one, the other chant which is missing was
Sicking it on somebody.
for sicking it on.
Oh,
something.
okay.
That's missing.
Gotcha. Okay, we don't need that
Something that would be useful.
unless we wanted to kill the professor.
We're not going to kill. We're not going to
Don't-
kill the professor. Set up
Let's
the
see.
blood ritual.
let's
Okay.
see if we can get cocky and try to finish out 2 Call of Cthulhu adventures without losing a single investigator.
Is
I'm not liking our chances.
Yeah. Here's what I would suggest. Here's my plan. We set up a circle of the wire.
where?
I guess that's the question. It's only seemed to have attacked people that were out of doors so far. Well, no.
No.
It did attack.
Yeah, the shotgun guy, the bottom half, got eaten inside the cabin, into
Yeah.
the cottage.
So maybe I wonder if it's maybe growing bigger with each person that it's taking, because if it fit in that coffer before. Anyway, I'm
It's
trailing
flexible.
off there. So I think that we set up the circle outside. We have someone standing in the center that calls the thing with the coffer. When they call the thing, they lead it to the center and then jump out of the circle. As soon as that happens, someone throws the switch onto the electricity for the wire, so that this thing's just penned in by electrical fencing, but our guy's on the outside of that fencing, and the only safe spot within this circle of electricity is going to be the coffer left sitting in the center.
See, Brett knows his Ghostbusters.
Are we seriously doing about Ghostbusters again?
But wait, don't we need to apply the lid and the wax once the creature's inside the thing?
Yep, that's when we turn the electricity off. The person then runs back in and applies the wax.
That sounds like a perfectly safe and reasonable plan.
Well, if the GM says that.
I could see nothing going wrong with that. No, I mean, go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
I think, and I feel like
Anyone
Alexander came up with this plan.
athletic?
I'll tell you right now, it's not in the book, so I'm all for it.
Okay.
So go. We have left the building at this point.
So, in terms of running away, this is my ignorance as a new player. What kind of characteristics or stats would we want someone to have to enact that plan?
Running away is usually based on your dexterity, but
I'm quite dexterous.
I agree with Damon to a point in that there are far too many skill and characteristics roles required in this game, whereas I would rather just move it along, based on if somebody's got a high enough intelligence or whatever, just give it to them and move it along. So
I have a high constitution. I'm quite pretty.
Constitution is good for surviving the frigidly cold and wet weather out there. So it's actually somebody with a good constitution, because that's going to be the hardest thing on you, and you also want somebody who's fairly dexterous.
I've only got a 50 dexterity.
Oh,
I've got an 80 dexterity.
Yeah, you're quite nimble.
Yes, all part of my training.
Although I sense you're rather reluctant to be fed to.
Well, as long as we have a fighting chance.
Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to set up this
Perimeter.
circle,
Mm-hmm.
perimeter of barbed wire, and the great Kragan is going to stand in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Is he holding this coffer, or?
I think so, yeah. Or at least it's on the ground.
I think on the ground.
Yes,
Okay.
On the ground at your feet.
Okay, and then you've
With the lid lying next to it, and someone needs to go upstairs and get the ointment.
Right.
and you filled the generator with kerosene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you've somehow connected it to these wires.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's have. I assume none of you are mechanically inclined. Oh, Jesse is. Jesse is.
Oh, Jesse is.
Jesse is.
Yes, he is.
Jesse has a mechanical repair of 40.
Well,
So I would
I can get a generator working.
I would suggest that Jesse man the generator.
All right.
And the rest of you are doing whatever you want to do outside. You notice as you're doing your preparations down the hill through the trees, you can make out the lights of the diner and gas station, and you notice them flicker on and off, and then they just go completely dark.
Uh-oh.
And then you see that incredibly bright white light down there emanating from within the diner.
Oh shit.
And you can hear, just even at this distance, you can hear indistinct, terrible screams.
Of course.
God.
All right, get in there, Kragan.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, now I get to for the first time in a Call of Cthulhu, which I'm really looking forward to. I get to hear a bunch of people do a chant.
All right.
It says E-I-E-I-O, I think.
I will. Before I do this, I'm going to let the professor know how to reach my agent and manager. If I don't come through on this.
All right. So
I take your card.
Ia,
Hej,
Makesh, Meni,
Steak,
Cassie,
Wenizen,
Takan,
Nakan,
Wilcox has
Usage,
blood on his forehead.
Nema.
You have the symbol in blood on your forehead?
Yeah, we did that already.
Okay.
Wait, we did that for me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, no one wants to sacrifice me. I'm very popular.
Okay. As shambolic as your first attempt at the chant was, you notice you're sure you catch out of the corner of your eye a quick flicker, distant flicker at the tree level in the distance.
Okay. Now, just to be clear, as this thing approaches, when it gets here, I'm supposed to leap out of the circle. Is that the plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I will stretch my dexterous muscles and wait.
Hey, what would happen if we all put the symbol on our foreheads? Would it confuse the hell out of this thing?
Stick to the plan.
All right. Come on,
Okay,
it was clever.
Get back chatting.
Really? You're going to make us chant?
Hell yeah.
What if it really works?
Time.
What if it works in the real world?
Yeah.
Mani. Sock.
Mizet.
Kayasi.
Wenzen. Nakahan.
Nakan.
Wetish. Nema.
You see the light grow brighter in the trees towards the end of Apple Orchard Road. And
do we have to chant
your
again?
chant definitely appears to be working.
Okay.
The light does appear to be attracted to it.
Repeating.
Great.
We continue
Yeah.
chanting.
Oh no! You're right.
Mani.
Don't.
We should get a rhythm.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wenzen.
Wenzen.
Nakan. Wetish. Tej. Nema.
This is
I will say, as a performer, the amazing Craig is a little disappointed in the showmanship of the two.
Oh, you never got to use your handkerchief, did you? Maybe you could have used it to pull yourself to safety. But however,
Come on, let's get this light here.
okay. Yeah, the
It's almost 10 o'clock. I gotta have dinner.
you see the light at the tree line just across the field from you. And it is clearly making its way towards you, drawn by the chanting. One more. All right. Now, all of you are standing. All of you are standing. That's what you get. That's what you get for bad mouthing Call of Cthulhu. you get 4 chants.
Thanks, Damon.
Everybody make a I don't want to do another chant roll.
I succeed.
You need a 1 or better.
Check.
Okay, so you're all standing in front of the cottage, except for I don't know where you've got the generator. Did you pull it up from the basement? It's not a huge thing. 2 of you could probably have moved it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so you've got it somewhere in the house. So you're all basically standing on the say the porch of the cottage, except for the great Kragan, who is in front of you in the middle of this thing, holding this open coffer and with this symbol in his own blood on his forehead. And behind him, on the road, just on the other side of your fencing, is the deadlight. And it is within 15 feet of the great Kragan. And it's moving at a good clip, and it is clearly being drawn towards Kragan.
Okay. And I'm supposed to leave the coffer behind when I leap, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll set it down on the ground.
I'm going to have to have you make a dexterity roll.
Yes. Okay. Oops, wait, I've got to paste. Yes. Dexterity. My dexterity is 80.
Yes.
Good God.
So, you make a run and a bounding leap over the fencing into the arms of your compatriots, prevent you from falling on the other side. And as you look back, the light begins to breach the outer fence and is still being drawn towards Kragan.
Have we fired up the generator?
No, you have not.
Fire up the generator.
Okay, So
Do I roll?
we need a mechanical repair.
Oh God. Okay.
What is your mechanical repair? 40? That's a 42.
Oh,
Are you going to? Can you can burn 2 luck if you want to burn
Yes,
2 luck.
please.
I will burn 2 luck. 2 luck
Thank
to
Okay,
be
you.
you burn
burned.
2 luck, and after a
forgot
halting
about luck.
start, the generator chugs into life, and you hear a hum go through the fencing, and the light again begins to contract and shudder, and it tries to dart from left to right, but each time it comes in contact with the fence or close to the fence, it pushes its way back, and
Woohoo.
it darts around the entire circumference of your fencing, which I assume is round. I just assume
Yeah.
it was circular.
Yeah, yeah.
In a circle.
And finding no egress, it seems to look for the safe familiarity of its coffer, and it darts towards the coffer. And as it enters the coffer, the lid of the coffer slams shut.
Wax.
Seal it. Seal it.
Okay. Could I leap back in with the wax?
Wax.
Yeah,
Cut
you
the
gotta
generator.
Turn off the generator.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking. Okay, I suppose so.
Okay. So you
Ah.
turn off the generator. Yes, you go back in.
I'll hurry in and slather some wax on. Wax on, but not wax off.
Okay. And you seal the coffer, and well, you feel a kind of a slight electrical discharge from it. It's like a tingling, like an almost static electricity, and then it just goes quiet.
Aha. How would we dispose of such a thing?
Possible to?
I don't know.
Bury it.
Or is it worth researching at your university? Or is it best kept out of human hands?
I think
This is for you guys to decide.
I think it's best if this thing just disappeared.
Okay. So you
I
plan
think we
to
should bury it.
plan to bury it?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Okay.
And
Well,
are there
there are tools in the barn.
Okay.
Should we
So
bury
we
it?
bury it behind the barn.
Yeah, come on. It's just
We-
like in an American folk song.
We could throw
Bury
it down.
Bury it behind the barn.
We could throw it down into the into the outhouse.
if it's still there?
Right.
What are you a professor of?
So if anyone wants to go to the bathroom and the lid falls off, it's just gonna blast up the back.
It's sealed with wax, and no one is never going to be dug up. Never.
All right. Yeah, I
Am I
suppose.
wrong?
Is the storm going away now that this thing is captured by any chance?
No, the storm is still it's letting up a bit, but it's still the rain has eased off a little bit, but it's still mighty rumbling. It's moved off a ways, a few miles, but it's still the worst of it's over, but it's still raining.
Perhaps we could take turns with the
doesn't
umbrella
seem
and the
like-
shovel.
It doesn't seem like they were connected.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think we just bury it and be done with it.
Okay.
Into the poop it goes.
So you do bury it.
Cover it with
And,
manure.
So you're standing outside Apple Orchard Cottage. Do you want to go back to the diner at all, or are you people just planning to get the hell out of there?
I think Alex might seriously be of the mindset that we should just fucking leave.
Yep.
Like, just
I don't think we want to answer any questions.
I don't
might
want
be
to.
difficult to explain what has just gone on here.
Yeah, I don't want to see what the diner's like right now. I don't want any. I think I'm good.
Unpleasantness. And if the psychology guys had enough, I think we all have.
Well, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, and you can already see the very dim light of dawn start to make its way. So you're all just gonna pile back into the Packard and
Get the fuck out.
Hey, there's $600 in cash.
Wait,
No, we're gonna go up and get the cash.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
No.
Whoa! Hold the fucking phone. We are not taking that cash, are we?
Yes. If his granddaughter is still alive, that belongs to her by rights, and if not,
That's
well,
true.
whoever stumbles on this scene is well entitled to that money.
I was joking, but yes.
Okay. Let me put it this way: if asked, Alex is very against any kind of like thought of taking anything from the Webb household.
I would like as few souvenirs from this scene as possible.
All right, then. Let's go.
Okay. So
I still have a sweet Packard.
okay, so you all pile into the Packard, and the rain does begin to ease off, and you start heading down the road to towards Arkham. Again, you run across the felled tree.
Oh yeah.
But now in the early morning dawn light, you're able to push it aside and continue on your way, leaving the fortunate events of Orchard Run behind you for other less fortunate people to stumble upon.
Nobody dig up that box.